Hi, welcome to the email masterclass given by myself, Adam Oldfield from Force 24. And what I want to do today is show you how about we can maximize efficiency and grow our ROI in our email campaigns. It's a really, really interesting topic. There's lots to cover. I'll be as fast and as efficient as I possibly can. Okay, so first of all, who am I? My name's Adam Oldfield. I'm the managing director of Force 24. I've worked with Force 24 since 2010. We have over 4,500 users using our software and our technology every single day from the UK. We're giving them free training and support to get better and faster at what they do. Our technology facilitates better conversations through email, through SMS, and even through the phone. So it's really interesting because during the period that we've been involved with marketing automation, 10 years, the industry has blown up. And my objective always from day one has been around efficiency. It's how do I save you guys watching this webinar 8 hours a week while simultaneously skyrocketing the ROI from marketing campaigns. And that sounds like it's a difficult, how can I save time yet get more? And also don't forget, I get some of you don't send the volume of email to warrant saving 8 hours. I get that, but understand that if we are keeping up with the correct cadences of emails, which I'll talk to you about in a moment, and we are correctly approaching our base, we are going to save a lot of time by using technology to support us. Okay, so also my job at Force 24, I get to sit over the top of everything that's going on. So I get to watch what clients are doing, I get to watch what our marketing team are doing. And on this journey that we've been on, we've had literally unlimited tech at our fingertips. Because if we wanted to try something, we'd buy in the tech, we'd do everyone. If it works, then we'll start developing. Now, on that road, we've seen things that have worked, seen things that haven't worked. And mostly what my talk about is not about plugging in new tech. Some of it is. But it's about things that I can do as a marketeer that I've learned really make the difference. Okay, so before we get started, or actually this is it, the ground rules. So the ground rules are really important. So this is about me, and I want to take a second to just focus on me as a marketeer, you guys as a marketeer sat at home. And the first ground rule is I have to become energized and passionate with a dose of empathy. I know what gets people excited. I listen to the sales team and I talk to customers. That for me is one of the most important things. I have to be energized and passionate. Marketing-led organizations outperform non-marketing-led organizations long-term. Now, it might be that you're not in an organization that is marketing-led, or you don't feel like you're being listened to in the organization, but let me reassure you that if you do become passionate, you do become energized, and you do start to really relate with those customers, the business is going to follow. And if it is already, well done to you. Keep on going. So the next thing that I always talk about is squint test, right? So the squint test is basically a way of approving everything I do. So my belief is that if I'm going to put anything out into the world, it has to be good. It has to be something that I believe in and that I can stand by. And one of the things that I do is when I'm appraising, say, an email or a paid ad or whatever it is, and I get it on the screen, I sit right back and I squint and I look at it. If the message pops off the screen, I can read it, it's clear, it's a win. Because that represents a similar amount of attention that the recipient is going to get as they're reading their content or reading their morning paper, whatever, whilst an email comes in or whatever. And the point is that squint test says, you've got to not just love what you do, but you've got to be able to understand it as well. The next thing is never stand for second best. We have to be more Gordon Ramsay. And I often liken this to the comedian on stage, okay? So imagine this, your job as a marketeer all of a sudden transforms overnight, and you have to go and stand on stage and you have to make people laugh, just like the comedian. But the thing is, the comedian, a big audience for a comedian is a couple of hundred people. So a small audience for you guys is a couple of hundred people. So on a daily basis, weekly basis, I might be talking to thousands of people. I know at Force 24, we have about 85,000 contacts that have some point spoken to us or engaged with us. So we talk to huge numbers. That's Wembley Stadium. So our marketing manager, really, he's up there. You know, and that's what we've got to really give ourselves a bit of credit. We talk to huge volumes of people every day. And sometimes we wrote articles a while ago about the fear of pressing send. Yeah, too right. There should be a fear of pressing send because you're about to launch a joke, a comment, something to an audience of thousands. So imagine if you were there, actually that iron curtain of the marketing ivory tower wasn't there, and I was actually exposed bare to this audience. I tell you what, you wouldn't stand for second best if that was the case. So let's remember that. Now, the next thing is, I want you to remember, I make the difference. I am the glue, I am the magic, and I am the energy. When I remember that, I can actually start to make a difference in the organization. I pull people together. I create the magic which gets people infused, and I am the energy. That's my job, okay? So we as marketeers, we need to live up, we need to wake up every morning. We have to, first thing we do is, I am the magic, I am the glue, I am the difference, and I am the energy. Oh, I said it wrong, but you know what I mean. And I have to keep believing that. So anyway, really important that we do it. Be more Gordon Ramsay. Do not stand for artwork you're not proud of. Okay, so that's a little thing about you. And I think that's important that we recognize that we have got an important job in the world. And some of you do. I've met some extremely inspiring marketing professionals in my time. And I've met some people that are a little bit locked in. And they're the ones I want to hear this message and say, no, break free and really lead the organization. Okay, so the next thing, what I want to do is I want to just address a couple of the basics. So one of the things that I always used to question was the true meaning of personalization. And what is the true meaning of personalization? Because I saw lots of things over the course of my tenure at Force 24, whereby it was classed as personalization. Sending an email with somebody's name in it is personalization. Or opening a website and you know, the website's got a picture of a plug on it because I'm in the tech industry and therefore plugs are associated with tech. Is that personalization? No, it's not personalization. What personalization is what we do as human beings every single day of the week without even realizing it. And that is, get ready for this, sending to the right person, the right message at the right time. So let's think about that. The right person, the right message, the right time. That is what personalization is. Personalization is what I do every single day to my friends and my colleagues. I don't go up to my colleagues at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning and say, hey, do you want to come to the pub? Because that's the right person, right message, wrong time. Take that same message, let's say that same message at 5:30 on a Friday night, which is in about 2 hours. It's Friday, Thursday, Halloween tomorrow, it's 5:30. Say that to me now, right person, right message, right time. Now, I do that all the time. That's what happens. Now, you could even take out the right person. You could say the right thing to the wrong person at the right time. It's wrong. It doesn't matter. If you take out of any of that equation, any one of those three, personalization falls down, messaging breaks, it's not going to be as effective. So what we in email have largely been reliant on is luck. What we do in the main, and what most of the marketeers watching this webinar will be doing, is relying on email and good luck. So what I'm doing, I'm sending enough email to enough people, somebody somewhere is going to be looking. But what we're finding is that's just not good enough. The world has changed. It's not about that anymore. And that leads me on to something else. This leads me on to something, cadence versus spamming, okay? So we know we've got to send the right message to the right person, the right time. Now, my friends are the ones that really like me and the ones that, you know, that we enjoy our time, you know, they don't mind how many times I talk to them a day or a week. Yeah, it get annoying if I get beyond to a certain point. But then there's certain people that, you know, colleagues, for example, I'd bring them up and like, you've just spoke to me 10 minutes ago. That's a little bit too much. And so this is the thing. So cadence versus spamming. And cadence is the frequency of emails, okay? So this is the frequency, how quickly Microsoft believe that the optimum volume of emails for a B2B brand, not B2C, B2C is much higher, is 3 emails a week, 3 a week. Now, what they also recommend is that you should delete them from the database if after 2 weeks they haven't opened an email. So here's that definition. Cadence is the volume. Spamming is who I'm sending to. So spamming is actually, it's actually a little bit more, spamming as a term has been loosely lost, really. I mean, it's what I'm saying by spamming is sending emails about people to people that they don't want it. So cadence is how often I do stuff. Spamming is sending the wrong emails. So I can send a very high cadence of emails to people that are highly engaged. If I did that to everybody, I'm spamming because the proportion that aren't engaged are spamming. And one of the charts that I've got to show you is the regularity of this chart is basically, don't worry too much about it, but what it's basically doing is a chart from our platform, and it's taking a look at an audience. And you see here, this end of the chart right here, we're spamming, right? Because the yellow line is the dominant feature, and that's emails sent. But here you'll see what we've done is the green line, which is emails opened, is higher than the yellow line, because what we've done is we have readdressed the audience. We've taken out some of those people that aren't engaging, and we've focused on those that are engaging. But you'll see the cadence, i.e. the density of the lines, is still tightly packed. So we're still sending the same volume, we're just sending to less people. Okay, so cadence versus spamming. The key that I want you to take away from that is the fact that I have to be quite aggressive with who I take out. Quite often we see people and we say to them, okay, how many people you got in your database? Well, 50,000 people or 100 people in my database. Okay, how many emails are you? Well, we've sent 16 emails to them. Okay, how many have never opened one email? 12%. So why are you emailing them? They've never opened one email. The whole of the last year's success has not come from them. So why are we opening them? Why are we sending to them? Let's take them out. Or let's not take them out. Let's remove them into a lower cadence strategy. Let's email them once a month. Microsoft saying 3 times a week, that seems like quite a lot. But the point that I'm making is that know where you are on the scale. This is what Microsoft want you to do. And this is where you are. How close to it are you? Are you sending 1 email every year? Because you're way over there, if that's the case. Are you sending 2 emails a week? Okay, you're pretty close. That's good. 1 email a week. That's not bad. It's not bad. 1 every email, 2 weeks. It could be better. And why do they want you that? Why do they want cadence and an aggressive cut to the database? Well, cadence is how well I know you. So if I'm seeing you regularly, I don't have to expend horsepower on checking you all the time. So spam filters check the mail, and there's a lot of horsepower goes into it. So what they do now is they put a lot of credence on how credible you are. So yes, okay, the email comes in and I've got some hard checks that I do, like check for swear words. I check that the mail servers are all well configured. Yeah, that's easy peasy. But then beyond that, what it's looking at is my credibility. And that credibility is established through good cadence and sending to the right people. Take the wrong people out, all the statistics go up, and I look like a great sender. So spamming is when I'm sending to people, and it's actually hurting me more than the benefit I get by sending to them. So interesting way of thinking. Anybody that wants to talk more about that, I'm very happy to chat about that. The next thing is what we call the rule of 6. And anybody that's been on any of my webinars before will know that I talk about the rule of 6 regularly. The rule of 6 says if I want to get something across to you, like the fact that we offer free training, oh no, it's over there. Free training and support for life. I need to tell you about it 6 times. I say it in my webinars, I say it in my demos, free training support for life, free training support. So I need to tell you about things 6 times for it to actually be retained. So the same goes for marketing. If I am going to run a webinar, I need to announce it to the audience 6 times. And if I'm not doing it 6 times, I've got to understand that I'm going to get whatever percentage of what I didn't do knocked off the total of potential recipients. Now, the thing is, this rule of 6 varies in different situations. So rule of 6 is the generic business to business acquisition strategy. So if I'm going to run a webinar to cold people, 6 emails before they recognize it's once. If you're sending it to hot prospects or customers that we talk to all the time, the rule of 6 doesn't matter. It might be the rule of 2, it might be the rule of 3, but that's down to you. But generic, sort of off the top, what we call the brand building for the top of the funnel stuff for B2B acquisition, it's a rule of 6. Now, that means I have to tell you about our webinar 6 times, but how on earth do I do that? Well, you've probably seen this 100 times before by now, but this is the thing that we created to help you do that. And we say there's a thing called the human argument, and the human argument says, I do this all the time without necessarily realizing I'm doing it. And I go through sort of 6 stages of trying to get somebody to do something, whether it's get the kids to tidy the room or invite a friend to the pub or whatever it is. Before I give up, I go through 6 stages. So the first one is what we call an introduction. So we say, hey, why would you like to come to the pub? Take it in the pub scenario. Would you like to come to the pub? And we say social proof. Next one's social proof. John's coming to the pub. Okay, game. I'll buy you a pint. Fear. If you don't come, last time we had an amazing time and it was so much fun. You missed out. Logic, come on, let's go to the pub. Pull it all together. I'll buy you a pint. John's coming. Don't want to miss out again. And then the final one is urgency. Urgency is, come on, get your coat. We're going right now. Come on, let's go. And that's urgency. And so when we do these things as marketeers, you think of that, come to my webinar. So come to my webinar. Would you like to come to my webinar? It's a wonderful webinar. Social proof. These are the comments from people that came to my webinar last time. It was amazing. Best webinar I've ever seen. Gain. What do you stand to learn in my webinar? Fear. What do we stand to lose? Well, we have the possibility that people may have information that you don't have and that they start to excel when you don't. Logic, pull it all together, come to the webinar, really, really good, blah, 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 blah. And then with webinars, it's cool because you've got this urgency component. Webinars in 2 days, get ready, here it is, blah, 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 webinars today. So that's the basic human argument. And then you can do it for, you can do it for launching of new products. You can do it for anything you want. But the thing is, next time you're discussing something with a friend or you're trying to get them to do something, just think about how you're constructing your sentences. Just think about what levers you're pulling, and think then maybe I should start to do some of this in when I'm trying to get people to do stuff at work in my, my marketing role. So I've got to understand how I do that. So this is what we're calling nurturing contacts. So this is where I nurture my contacts. And this is the classic term, nurture. I've said it how many times? Free training and support for life. That's 4 times now. Nurture your contacts. And this is what automation does. So this is what it does. It says, okay, you load them in, you run them on a journey, and all the way through, it's checking. Is it still okay to send this email, or have they booked a demo, or have they done what we asked them to do? Yes, okay, we'll end the journey there. If not, let's go again. Send the next email on the stage, because we don't want to piss people off. So the rule of 6 is all well and good. But if I'm sending this, what about people that have bought from me? What about people that have ignored? What about people that have gone and downloaded the PDF, signed up for the webinar? I can't just keep sending it. So this is where automation comes in, because otherwise it'd be me and spreadsheets, cross-referencing, downloading from MailChimp, taking out the people that have signed up, re-uploading them, sending the campaign next week, same thing. Life is not worth living if I'm doing that. So what I've got to do, I load it into a simple journey, bing, off we go. And that particular journey will have taken me 4 minutes to do. I bet I could do that live on a webinar in 4 minutes, easy peasy. In fact, that's a challenge. I'll take that challenge. And so I'd expect anybody new within the first 2 weeks of using our product to be able to build a simple journey like that in 10 minutes. All right, you got to build the emails and things. That's going to take you a bit longer, but build the journey in 10 minutes. Think of all the faffing around, downloading spreadsheets and pulling data from CRM and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, right. Next thing. Here's another thing that I've often seen. And this is called creative. This is about creative commodification. Commodification is commoditizing a job or commoditizing an asset. And this is what we want you to do. So we want you to get super, super formulaic with your approach to email. We want you to componentize. And what I mean by that, when I say componentize, I want you to stop designing things from scratch. And within the Force 24 platform, we built a cool feature that sort of, yes, we have a whole drag and drop system, which is not on this screen. Oh, there you go. Where you can drag and drop blocks on, and you can build generic stuff, whatever. Why would you? Because this isn't the first email I've ever built. So what I do is I go back and I find from my other emails, components that I saved, and I just reuse them again and again and again and again. And we promise that you can build an email in 5 minutes. And that's just smart. So the point that I wanted to make here is, yes, I'm showing you the tech. Wow. But what I'm actually saying to you here is, if I'm spending more than 5 minutes building an email, I'm over engineering it. So Microsoft's view is that I should have no more than 10 words on an email, 10. Now, that's pretty hard. Again, it's about knowing where you are on the scale. So the point that I want to make is that what they actually mean is you can have a few more words on it, but you should have one button, more than one button, and create a hierarchy. I don't want hierarchies. I don't want to have people to think. I want to just give them what they want, because I've used segmentation and I'm clever and I know what the market, what people want in my data segment, because I'm an empathetic marketer. And I'm just going to make it really, really, really simple. So here you'll see the commodification I'm talking about. It's the same components, just different words. So what we've done is we said, look, people don't care. They just don't care. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it simple and we're going to make it easy. Now I get it, in brands, especially retail e-com brands or brands where automotive, for example, we've got a lot more creative attributes into it. Doesn't matter though, it's the same concept. build a component, save it, reuse it for the next time you want to launch a model, whatever it might be. But this is simplicity itself. And it's about simplifying and distilling and making it easy. So rationalize everything. Aim for 10 words before the CTA. Go back, 10 words CTA. 10 words button. 10 words button. There's no ambiguity what I want you to do here. You know what you want to do. What I want you to do. Keep it simple, clear call to action, and say one thing and say it well. Like quite often people say, oh, but we send an email once every month to our customers or once every 2 weeks. And I say, okay, well, what do you put on those emails? And they say, well, we put some news articles on there and we put maybe some offers on there. Too much, way too much. That each one thing should be an email. If we do it properly, if we are using the segmentation and we're looking at the cadence is up, more email, but to the right people. We're protecting those people that aren't engaging, and we're saying, no, we'll leave you out of it, and we will send you one email every 2 weeks. And, and that can be a bit more of a roundup style email. But for those that are engaging, what you've got to understand is with that 1 in 6 rule that I was talking about there, then every 2 weeks, 6 times 2 weeks, that's 12 weeks. In order for once every 12 weeks, your message will get consumed by these users. That's not enough. So cadence is key. It's absolutely critical. Anyway, so yeah, easy, aim for 5 minutes, whatever. Now, I want to talk to you about something else. This is called brand versus activation. This is something that, again, I'm really passionate about. So brand versus activation. What we do is we have this top of the funnel strategies. Top of the funnel is all about brand. So this is where we talk about brand. And we don't sell, we never sell. All we do, these are brand messages to these top of the funnel. Top of the funnel are people that haven't engaged with us yet, or maybe they downloaded one of our guides, came to one of our webinars, but they're not in a sales chat, they just ended up in our list. So we do top of the funnel to those guys, and it's all about brand. And that's funny because people then say, oh, so I talk about my brand. No, you do not talk about your brand. You embody the principles of your brand in these communications. So if I am a part of my brand, the message is we are supportive, we are teachers, we educate our customers, then our brand messaging should be about us teaching you. It's like the comedian standing on stage and not telling a joke and saying, I'm dead funny. And you saying, he's right, he is really funny, this guy's hilarious. It doesn't work. He needs to prove through his brand that he is funny or she is funny. So the same applies here. Well, these brand messages are my opportunity to deliver that brand ethos, that message. So what we do, because we're all about support, we're all about community, we're always trying to get people better, we're trying to make people faster, and that's what our brand is all about. And so therefore, the messages that we're coming out with is we're trying to tell you about what does the post-COVID recovery look like? What is the thing that, this is a webinar series that we're running. I don't actually know how relevant these messages are, but the point that I'm making is brand message, top of the funnel, brand. And those style messages are awesome because they get engagement. But here's the problem. They are super hard to commercialize. You can't make money off them because you're going to come to my webinar, you're going to download my wonderful content, whatever. Can't make money off it though. I'm not charging you, it's free. So then we move to activation messages. So activation messages, if I send activation style messages to everybody, my email marketing strategy would be dead as a dodo. And I quite often see a lot of people say, oh, email marketing's dying for us. No. It's not dying. You're just sending the wrong things to the wrong people. People every day, everywhere, in every business have got Outlook open. It's there. It's a direct line to my eyeballs. So the strategies that you're using to get people to engage are just not cutting it just now. So we have to know that I get you in, I get you excited, I get you to the webinar, and then I move to activation strategies. And this is where I now trigger you, trigger being the optimum word here, into messaging that's trying to switch gears to talk about price. So what we do is we say, hey, you come to our webinar, it's awesome, it's amazing. Hey, did you have a look around at our product? Well, awesome, brilliant, great. And then when we see that somebody's come to one of our webinars, had a look around, then been to our website, had a look around our products, we trigger one of these emails and it says, would you like to download our price guide? Why not? Why not just, in fact, go to our website, make sure you fill something in, download some of our content, go away again, and then bingo, you'll get an email that says, hey, do you want to find out how much it is? Click a button, you go and download the price guide. Point is, we're switching gears. We're getting up into top gear and we're getting into activation gear. And that's where the sales team can start to do some business. So asking questions like, how much does Force 24 cost? Activation messaging. See how different that is from this messaging. What does the UK economic recovery look like for marketeers? Blah, 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 market. I'm not selling Force 24 and its marketing automation platform there. I'm not selling that. I'm not saying to you that we have a product that's price point starts just a little bit above MailChimp's. I'm not telling you all of that stuff there. I'm just telling you how we are on the pulse. Our fingers are on the pulse and we're here to help. And then here I'm saying, look, let's switch gears. Let's get into this. But the next thing that we do is we say, look, let the computers do what they do. You can't do this manually. This screen scares the crap out of a lot of people. Not me, because I get it now. I get it. And what it's doing is this is what a journey looks like. This is what they do. So it's triggering people in and it's asking questions of the data and it's sending emails when it's relevant and it's making decisions. And that is this point. Right person, right message, right time. You are not at your desk 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. This is turned on. And now an interesting fact, your brain, and if you're trying to do this and you're trying to compete against the computers, if I took your brain, took your brain out, put it in my computer, and then said, okay, all of the processing power now for this computer is coming from your brain. And I opened Microsoft Word. It would take 88 years for your brain to process the ones and noughts that the processor does to bring up Microsoft Word. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. And that was a really basic calculation based on the amount of processing done and what your brain could effectively do. And that's assuming that it's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's not practical for me to do what a computer can do. And what I mean by that is this activation stuff is timely. I can't run through these decisions. I can't look at the products that he's interested in. I can't trigger him based at the appropriate stage of his buying journey. Can't do any of that. So the computers have to do it for me. So now I know that, you have to understand the futility of those linear communication strategies we all used to do. Sending one email to everybody every 2 weeks. You're just hoping somebody might, at that exact moment, be sat at their computer, ready to receive an email, not on the phone, not busy. And then when they get it, they want to buy it. The futility is insane. So therefore, the numbers were so important. But Microsoft and all the big boys in the ESPs are saying, stop doing that. You're wasting time. You need to get smarter. The other thing that I see quite often about B2B marketing, more so than anything else, is a smooth UX. And this really pisses me off. So you send me an email saying, hey, come download this guide. I'll show you how to do 5 tips to improve your customer experience. And I click on the email and it takes me to a page where I have to fill in a form. I'm like, whoa, you just emailed me. I'm in your database. Why do you want me to fill this in? And this is one of the things that we've seen. So one of the facets of our product was the fact that this drag and drop no code personalization on landing pages and websites, which says, don't ask them again if they've already filled it in. Why? Why would you? Because if you fill a form in on our website, we send you an email and say, hey, come download this thing. You'll click it and you'll go to a page that says, there you go, just download it. Sometimes there's a form if sometimes you want your friends to come or whatever. But the point is, it's all what we call genius blocks. And these genius blocks turn on and off based on who's coming. And why are B2B marketers not doing this? Because they don't know you can do it. And that's really, really important, the fact that we can optimize the heck out of our environment and our comms if we do this. Commoditizing, recognizing previous users, we've already talked about that. The final point that I really want to talk about here is the fact that conversion rates on a website, 2% if I'm lucky, a blog, 1/10 of that, a basic landing page with a form on it when I've already got your details, maybe 10%. But what we see through these dynamic genius blocks is around about 20% engagement rate. So that's insane. So look, that's me. I'm at the end of my 30 minutes. I have got 20 seconds to go. If anybody would like to download the slides, please hit the QR code up on there on the left. Or if you want to book a demo with me or one of my product expert team, hit the button. We'll tell you exactly how automation can help you. If you're using automation, we can show you how to improve it. And if you're not, we can show you how to get started with it. Look, we hope to see you soon. Hope you've enjoyed it. All the best. Bye-bye.